Howdy, today is February 8th, and I'm calling the Kenworth dealer just to confirm if the truck is on the line.
Calling Kenworth Truck Centers of Ontario and Cambridge. Our new location is located at 44 Barnes Road, Cambridge, Ontario.
Always bugs me. She says, our new location is located at.
Any time. For parts, press 1. For service, press 2. For new truck sales, press 3. For used truck...
Chriselle?
Hey Chris, how are you? It's Serge from Cambridge.
Hey, good, Serge. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just checking in. It's supposed to go on the line. I'm just calling to confirm if there's any more delays.
Any more delays? There haven't been any delays. What are you talking about? Delays. We don't have delays, do we?
Well, it's been 1 week, right? You said it was supposed to go on the line on the last day of January. Then I called when you were on vacation. And what's this other guy's name? I forgot. He told me it was
Travis. Yes.
Yeah, Travis. He said 1 week. He says February 8th. And so I'm kind of like lighting up candles here and trying to celebrate the birthday. So give me the good news.
Yeah. So well, you know what? They don't tell me once it starts to go online, Sergey. So I don't have a picture into the factory, but they're very good about that happening. So yeah, it's supposed to go on start. So what happens is the first day, they build the cab, right?
Yeah.
Then they build the cab, then probably the next day they paint it, then the next day it goes up into storage, and then the day after that or whatever they start building the frame, and the frame and the axles and all that get put on. Then they do what is called marrying. So they marry the cab with the frame on that day. So the scheduled release date is the 16th. So it's supposed to go online. It's supposed to be released from the factory on the 16th.
Oh, I see. But yeah, Travis told me it was any time this week it was going on the line, right? So
that's right. So you see, when I tell you a date, when I first schedule it with you, it's the week of. So then it could be any day in that week.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, so it ends up being the week of this week, but they end up doing it on the Thursday. Started on the Thursday. So.
Okay, so it's gonna be done. So you're thinking 16th, and then it's 10 days probably to deliver, and then we need a few days, 1 week to put the wet line in and stuff like that, right?
Yep, exactly.
So when do you think, like, just roughly, so I can plan stuff here, when do you think I will get the truck and I can start trucking? Probably first week of March?
Well, by the time it gets here, the 16th, that's almost the middle of February anyway, right? So
yeah.
We're going to see at the end of February, so middle of March?
Middle of March?
Yeah, beginning to middle of March. I can't make any promises, Sergey. We got to get it here first. Who is doing the wet line and stuff like that?
It was the Drive Products. Drive Products there. Well, there's one here in Kitchener. Yeah, there's one in Kitchener, one in Mississauga, but when we talked with, what's his name? The previous guy, right? I said, let's use these guys because I use them on my Mac and they were pretty good.
Right. Yeah, no, they are. They're pretty good, yeah. But there's not one in Kitchener anymore. There used to be one, it was called Delta in Breslau.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, they closed that up about a year and a half ago, so it's in Mississauga.
Yeah, it's near the airport over there. And
yeah, it's Shawson off of Dixie Road.
Yeah, and it's with those guys. It's best to book in advance because sometimes they can get very busy. And
yeah, did you talk with them at all, or?
No, I didn't talk with them because it was when Jim was here, right? We did all this and. I told him roughly the price, like 4 to 5 grand, and he just put it in the price, right, for that 800 when we were doing the 800.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't talk to them yet. Like, I hope you guys will handle that. And the only thing I can contribute is for my Mac, I bought a big jug of winter oil, hydraulic oil, right? So
Right.
when the truck is here, I'm just gonna stop by and just give you that big jug because I need that kind of, they call it snow plow oil, like Arctic oil. So that
Okay.
I just wanted to double check. So the truck will come with the lift axle, and the flashing lights on the roof will be installed at the factory, right?
You know what? I'd have to get the spec out, but if that's what we put on there, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also fenders. I think you were saying fenders will be installed here.
Fenders will installed afterwards. That's
Yeah,
right,
and the wet line, and that's pretty much it.
And you're talking about engine heater too, right?
Oh yeah. I wanted to have like 2-in-1, bunk heater plus engine heater.
Yeah, the bunk heater comes from the factory. The engine heater comes aftermarket.
I see. Okay. All right. Cool. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk to these guys and have them call you so that you can explain to them what you want. Okay.
Okay, and Chris, also, would you mind just let me know when you know the full VIN number, so I can start changing my registration over here?
I will do that. I've got your email address, Sergey. Should be able to download the full VIN number now, and I'll send that to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Very good. Talk
Bye-bye.
to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, boy. Middle of March. Come on. That's too long. But I hope it'll be quicker. So you heard what the guy said. So it's gonna be ready 16th. So they were not sure what day of the week it goes. It's all kind of like, you know, in our day and age, you know, when they have all this communication devices, you know, you would think they know, you know, like I would love to be able for them to see, you know, the actual stage, you know, like push a button, okay, now they're putting on the tires, you know, check back like 10 minutes later, oh, they're putting on the exhaust pipe, you know. But these guys cannot do that, you see. They submit the order, the factory gives them a rough estimate, and they don't even give them the date, they only give them the week. So this is the week when like this week now is when the truck goes on the factory. So the guy does not know if it's already on the line, if it goes on Friday, if it went on Monday, right? But at least he knows the final date. So now it's 16th. So okay, so the celebration is canceled, so we're not gonna do any candles and dancing in the streets today. So let's do it February 16th. Because that's actually when the truck is born, right? The truck is ready. You see, he said, so everything will be installed except the fenders at the factory. Except the fenders. I'll have fenders, kind of like what I had on my Mac, like black fenders with, but not minimizer. They're done locally somewhere here. I see them all the time. Local guys have them. They look pretty much the same as minimizer, except they have, actually they look a bit nicer because they have chrome like plate in 2 spots, you know, like the minimizer fenders are just black, right? But these ones have two kind of like chrome straps on each of them, and so each axle will have individual fenders, and that's already included in the price. So flashing lights come from the factory, steer axle come from the factory, and so that means that I don't have to wait too long for this truck to be operational. And then so fenders, wet line, and the engine heater, right? Because I need the engine heater. I've been burned, you know, a few times when you're sleeping and you think it's all okay and you close your curtains, you're very comfortable with that bunk heater, but what you don't realize that outside it's -40 C or F, same thing, and the truck is just freezes, you know. And in other news, I reactivated my load board subscription, so now I can start you know, looking at loads, just getting the feel of the freight market for my trailer. And also somebody sent me a comment about the trailer. They were just trying to help, so saying that if I want to sell the trailer, they know a guy, like a huge dealer in US. And so yeah, I talked with that guy, and he couldn't do it because of a FAT situation, turns out, right? That they need FAT charged on Canadian trailers coming back. And so he hooked me up with a Canadian, like his colleague, like somebody who works with often before. And this guy is also a Fontaine dealer, and he's in Ontario. And so this guy called me today, and now actually I'm sitting here at my yard, waiting for this guy to show up. He wants to look at my trailer. So if this works, I'll just swap the trailer. I'll keep the flip axle, but I'll swap the trailer for the, let's say if I swap for Fontaine, I can keep the flip axle, but I'll just get a flat deck 50 or 55 ton trailer. You know, with 8 axles, I cannot go above, I don't know, 95,000, maybe 100,000 pounds, but that's only in Ontario. But probably 55 ton is better. Maybe 18 to 20 inch loaded deck height, you know. And what's funny is that I've been looking at some old videos, right? When I was doing comments, you know, activation, and I was adding some stuff in the description. I was looking at my old videos, and I was trying to think, why did I sell that Kaufman, right? And then it hit me. I look at the trailer, especially there was a video I posted in 2014 about like the first unhooking and with this orange trailer, and I look at the front of the trailer and it's just ridiculous how tall it is, you know. And I remember I always had trouble, especially with heavy machines, because they go, you know, the front was so abrupt, you know, like there was no ramps. There was just, you know, the front of the trailer. First of all, the trailer was 24 inches loaded, and because of that, the angle of approach was super steep. And I remember it was scary watching like a big machine. A guy was driving it on, you know, it would go like this is the trailer. The machine starts going, and then at this point it just sits like this, and it's tilting, and it's really scary because it can go like this, you know, left and right, and then boom, it falls down. Like with this trailer, because of the drop side rail design, actually I found it so much easier. Even when I'm loading myself, it's so much easier because the trailer, you know, the excavator doesn't have to do this. It just does this maybe a little bit, and then boom, you know. So I definitely, and now actually Kaufman they changed that. They changed the design. Now they sell trailers with low angle, because that one was ridiculous, you know. And of course what happened is that first of all it's dangerous, and secondly, when that machine sits at this angle, it puts a lot of weight on the front, on those you know, that's why they have those you know, what they call, like rails, and it just destroys the trailer. Because let's say if you have an 80 and 90,000 pound machine sitting like that, so basically that design was totally crazy. And then that button for unhooking, I still remember the air button to unhook the trailer. To open the lock, you have to push the button, and it's all air, and it's very flimsy design. It rusts out. If it doesn't work, it broke off on mine. You couldn't even unhook. And actually, that's the only thing I did not like on the Globe trailers. When I went for that tour, I was saddened to see that they use the same design as Kaufman, and it looks like the guys were very proud. Oh, we use air. And I said, you guys ever had any complaints about this? And he says no. But yeah, no, because they're in Florida, right? So they probably sell their trailers to people in the south. But in the north, like, I really like Fontaine because it has a physical, you know, handle in there. You just flip it and then open, and that's it. Your gooseneck is unlocked, you know. There's no air, no electricity. All you need is to have some breakfast in the morning, and you're done. And so yeah, so this guy is coming. And also today I sold my camera for some money, put some money in the bank at a very slight loss, because I bought this camera on the Boxing Day in Canada. So the price was probably like, what was it, 600 bucks Canadian, cheaper than normal price. And this was one guy I met this morning, and then the second guy I met the second guy today, and he gave me this beautiful currency, you know, Canadian. So I sold so basically no toys, you know. So I'm doing my part. All the toys are sold, like I have nothing else to sell. But before somebody says that, oh, it was crazy, but you know, I like photography, and like, what would I do in Florida? And like I said, the reason I went there, because hotels there were much cheaper than I could find at that time here. And like now I found a cheaper rate, but back then I did not even know they were offering this, you know, over here. So it was all like 80, 90, $100 a night, whereas in Florida it was like 30-40% cheaper. And what do you do over there without a camera, you know? And so I'm just looking at it this way, that if I rented a camera with lenses, you know, that would be the same price. So so that's the way I'm looking at it. I rented a camera, I use it, I took some nice shots, I enjoyed myself, I had a good time in Florida. I still lovingly remember that Gatorland. I love that place, you know, not because of the alligators, but they're of course cool, but there's so many birds in there and they're not afraid of you. You can come really close, you know. And what's funny is that the two guys I met today, like interesting characters, you know. So I sold through our Kijiji, kind of like Craigslist, right? Kijiji in Canada, it's kijiji.ca site, online site. One guy was the guy who bought the camera. His son plays hockey, and he has a cheap camera, and other parents saw him, you know, shooting pictures of the kids playing hockey, and they asked him if he could be kind of like a, you know, unofficial photographer for the team. Of course, no money. And he said sure, and then he realized, he said, I probably should get a better camera. And so he saw my ad, and so now my camera will be taking pictures of some kids playing hockey in Canada. And the other guy was also an interesting character. This guy is from Portugal, and he likes photography, he likes wildlife. I think that's my guy over here. Is that? No. Like I text him, hold on. I text him, just asking, and he said 20 minutes. What's the time now? 3:58. No, but I told him, I said black. I said I'm in a black Mustang at the entrance. You know? Oh wow, and the sales guy already sent me the VIN. Wow, unbelievable. So this is really good. So they did not know this before. You know, before they knew only like the 6 numbers, the last one, but he did not have the full number. So the full number they know only when the truck goes online. And now with this VIN number, because I know the make, the year, the model, and the VIN number, and I know my plate right from the Mac, because I'm going to use the same. So now I can start doing stuff that, you know, needs to be done, like transfer plate. You know, maybe I don't need to update my Ontario annual permit. I talked to them, they said does not matter, it's the annual permit issued to me, my company, not to the truck. I don't have to do anything about the annual permit. But now I have to send this to my insurance company, and I will add another province, Quebec, to my operation in Canada. Let's see if that's the guy, because he was driving a Buick. And I don't know, to me like a Buick is the, oh yeah, interesting. Like these guys just passed me and nobody stopped. So that's the trailer. I mean, that's the guy from. So he's looking at my trailer. So if he likes it, we can make a deal. Yeah, Yeah, I'm trying to, I'm just under my name, so this is my company. Legal name is my name, and my trade name is this.
Okay.
Okay, Dave. Yeah, let me know if you come up with it. Well, I'm back in my hotel, and there's just a couple more things I wanted to mention. So I reactivated the load board. I also talked to my the website where I do my border, crossing setup. Actually, they called me. They said basically what's going on. We see there's no activity. Do you have any trouble? Do you want to keep this account, close this account? And I said, actually, it's funny. I've been thinking about that I should probably give you guys a call because I want to keep this account active. And I explained to them that I'm waiting for the new truck, and it's going to be here soon. And I said, please keep it active. They said, okay. So my border connect, borderconnect.com is active. That's my free setup for the border crossing between Canada and US. The hotel stay was extended. Originally I booked 1 month till 21st, but then when they told me the truck was delayed by 1 week, I emailed the guy and said, can we still have this price, kind of like extended stay price? It's like unbelievable. The guy says, no problem, I'll inform my team and ask them to extend your stay. So all I gotta do now is remember to reprogram my keys, because if I try to enter on 22nd, they're not gonna work. But it's very nice, I'm staying in the room. They do, because it's extended stay, they do cleaning once a week, which I don't know. I don't do any parties in here, right? So more than enough. I'm only using one bed, and there's 2 huge beds in here. Like, the TV is a bit small, but very comfortable room, close to the shopping plaza, shopping mall, lots of grocery stores in here, lots of restaurants. But actually now, talking about restaurants, because I'm on this diet, I'm trying to lose weight. I know it sounds crazy to some, but I get some fat, because you always sit. And so now I'm on this diet, right, with a protein powder 2-3 times a day, and then I only have 1 meal. So I go to because I cannot cook here. I go to a restaurant, like something inexpensive like this burger place I did today. So only one time a day, and because now I cannot drink, so no coffee, no liquor for 2 weeks. Yeah, quitting forever just does not work, in trucking. But this diet specifically says that no coffee, no liquor for 2 weeks. Like, 2 weeks are very strict. After that, it's a bit relaxed. But what I'm trying to say is that because I'm on this diet, and today's 8th, and I started on 4th, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so 5 days, I'm saving a lot of money, because all my food, all I need is basically water. Like 3 times a day I need just water, and I mix this protein shake, and I already have the shake. That big jug, it's pretty expensive, 90 bucks Canadian, but it has 2 kilos or 4 something pounds of this stuff, and it'll last you like a month or 2 months if you eat it all the time. So it's great. I'm saving money on food, and I feel great. Except I couldn't stay away from caffeine altogether, so I'm not doing coffee, but I'm doing green tea. So I had to modify the diet a little bit, because this guy was saying just, not even tea, just drink herbal tea, like 0 caffeine whatsoever. But it's just, you start getting headaches, like no caffeine. It's like really severe withdrawal symptoms, without coffee, like you feel very bad. So at least a little bit caffeine, I think it's not that, it's okay. But so I'm saving money, and so the hotel is extended till the end of February. But actually now, since you heard me talking to the guy, he says when I actually gonna get the truck in my dirty little hands, he says middle of March, and I'm like, what? I cannot wait till the middle of March, you know. So now I'm thinking I really have to find some way of, you know, earning money. But again, all these temp agencies, you know, they they want, even a temp agency, they want full-time commitment, you know. They don't want somebody to come in for 2 weeks, because the whole process, you know, you have to do some, probably I'll have to do some hazmat training in there. It takes time, and you know, but I'll call some of them tomorrow, see if I can find something for a couple of weeks, you know. And also one curious thing happened is that Facebook, of course, send my address to somebody. Somebody emailed me saying, "Hey, would you like to participate in a survey?" And I'm like, "Well, okay, but what kind of survey?" And then I read the email further. It says 90 minutes, only 90 minutes online survey. And I even didn't finish reading. I sent the comment and said, "You guys are kidding, right? 90 minutes survey for free?" I said, "Come on." And then the guy replies, he says, "Oh, well, actually, at the end of the email," well, he should have started with that. But he says, "But at the end of the email, we say that the fee is $175 US for 90 minutes of survey," which doesn't sound too bad. It's like 200 Canadian for 90 minutes. You know, no heavy lifting, just you talk about your experience with Facebook, you know. So at first I said no, but maybe now, since I'm unemployed now much longer, I probably start looking for things like this, you know. So yeah, the camera is sold, the 2 lenses are sold. I kept the tripod, but now even I put the tripod on Kijiji, because that can be another $400 or $500. And I got a sales tax refund for January, like a small one. And finally the government called me yesterday. They were you know, checking my December return connected with the sales of that Mac, and they said, "No, we cannot give you this much money, but we can give you this much." So again, they're giving me some money, but it's not the full amount I was hoping for, but I'm still getting something, which is helpful, right? And so you saw me talking to the guy, this guy Dave. So I don't know, I think it's still too expensive for them, you know, because he says 73,000. I said, yeah, but you know, I cannot just sell it for 73,000. That's my buyout amount in Canadian funds. But if any of you guys in Canada and you need a trailer like this for your operation, because this is a perfect trailer for a construction company, you know, that has some big machines. But that's what I owe right now. I owe 73 Canadian for the trailer and 17 grand for the flip axle. That's Canadian funds. But we'll see if he can find it. And this guy is very nice, I think. He deals with this big dealer in the States, and so because he's a licensed Canadian dealer, you know, he can do all the importing plate. Well, I already have the plate, but it would be nice, you know, since I'm waiting for the truck. If this works, I'll be golden. I will have no hesitation, because you know the new truck will be, it's higher payment per month, and so that's why I'm signing up for another load board, right? I'm adding Quebec, but if I could get that flat deck trailer, that would just, you know, calm me down, because I know I can do small machinery. I can do straight trucks, even like this high from the ground. I can do the same tow aircraft tow tractor that I missed, right? Because it had that 9-inch clearance. I can do rollers. Like right now, I cannot do a roller, you know, because where is it gonna go? You know, on the center, it's gonna smash everything. I have D-rings in there. I cannot do those regular dozers, you know, those like 20,000 pound dozers. Their tracks are too close together. I cannot do those. And I cannot do like those, but I really hate them. You know, those machines, what they call, like that process the pavement. They take off the pavement when they build a new road, and they take the old one off, right? And they have these 4 tracks, and they each turn independently. There was a video on my channel when I had a nightmare of a load where the thing almost tipped over when we were loading it at the Bolton and Ritchie Brothers. It was a nightmare, but how did I load that thing? I'm pretty sure I had this trailer before. Yeah, some of them are okay, some of them tracks are wide enough, but you see my race center 45 inches, right? So I need something where I can only load the machine where wheels or tracks are at least 45 inches apart, and that's why small dozers don't work, and these smaller machines don't work, and sometimes they pay good money, you know, like again, maybe some of you guys don't realize it, but I'm in Canada, right? I cannot do loads inside US, so we have much less freight. So especially when you are doing heavy haul, you're already specialized, right? And like I'm looking at the load board, if I put in Chicago to Baltimore, there'll be like 2,000 loads, you know. If I put Chicago to Ontario, Canada for my trailer, there'll be maybe 10 loads, you know. And because of this, some American guys just don't understand, like, what's wrong with my trailer. Well, that's what's wrong, because I'm a specific market, Canadian market, and I'm not a construction company, right? So my freight varies from each day, you know, so I need to be flexible. Even though I like heavy stuff, I like hauling heavy, and that's what actually what I told this guy. Like, the camera was rolling, but of course you couldn't hear what we were talking about. I told the guy that I said, I don't care about the brand, but it must be 18 inches loaded height, and the spacing must be 60 inches, because in Canada we need this, and for heavy loads we need this. And I said, I want, because my Kenworth is going to be 254 inches, so 10 inches longer than the Mac, so I need a longer gooseneck. Right now my gooseneck is 102, and I know some trailers you can get like 107, 109, you know, and I said that's what I would prefer, to have a long gooseneck. So don't care about the brand, but long gooseneck, 18 inches loaded flat deck, right? And all these, of course, boom troughs and bucket pockets, you need those. But I said it must have connectors, must be connections, must be set up for the flip box and the flip axle. So if I need them in the future, I can get them. But for now, you know, I look at all my loads. Only one load was 93,000 pounds, right? And one load was 87,000 pounds, and one I think was one I think was like 85, and one was 82. So like the majority of loads is below 90,000 pounds, which is all you need is a 50-ton trailer. You know, at least that's my situation. So just the last thing I wanted to say before you guys fall asleep is that, yeah, this can be, my trailer can be a great trailer, but you gotta know people, you know. Like, if you have connections, if you have pull, as they say, right? If you have pull, or as we say in Russia, blat есть, blatnoy means like the guy has connections, you know, mafia. Well, not mafia, but the guy knows people that know people, you know, and those people know other people, and those people also know that you know people, so, you know, then you're golden. But basically, yeah, if I could break into this heavy, big, oversized market, then I can actually make more money with this trailer than with a flat deck trailer. But also I can go broke waiting for that specialized load, you know. So for now, I'd be better off with a flat deck trailer. But again, we'll see. Like, the price is too high, you know. It's definitely definitely cannot sell it in the States because of the FET. So this guy Dave will try to look for something. He said he has one guy, like a construction guy, that's looking for a trailer like this, and he said in his experience, anybody who's buying a 55-ton trailer, they will want a flip axle. You know, so I don't know. I think I still owe too much money because the trailer is still, you know, too new. So usually with this stuff you have to wait like 3 years, you know, when you keep paying, you know, making the lease payments. And after 3 years, then usually, like what happened with my Mac, right? After 3 years, you owe, you know, usually less than the market price, and then you can sell it. So I had this trailer since August 16, right, and now it's only February 18, so just a bit too early. So like, you know, I'm okay either way. Like if it doesn't sell, I'll start trucking with this trailer. I'll just have to work a bit harder at building relationships and talking to people. And so if any of you guys know some brokers who has big stuff, you know, who'd like to have a broker, like, you know, owner operator with a nice shiny new black truck and black trailer, so you guys let me know. But by the way, yeah, so not through YouTube comments. Like I said, I'm not reading comments, I'm not responding to comments. If you want to interact with me, find me on Facebook and send me a friend request. I'll check you out. If you're cleared, you'll join the big happy family over there. I think I have like almost 700 friends now, and most of them are nice people as opposed to what we have on YouTube. So it's like a club, right? So if you guys like my channel, join me on Facebook and we'll go from there. But please put something on your profile. You know, I really get suspicious when somebody send me a request and there's nothing in the picture. One guy had to send me a request and his profile picture is gorilla, you know, and you gotta wonder, like, how do you talk to a gorilla and how did the gorilla send the request? So it can be confusing. So it's best to put a picture of your face so that people know that it's not a robot, it's not a hooker, okay? So that's all I want to say about this. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Sorry once again for a long video as usual, but you know, Captain Sergei likes talking. But I hope this was an information video, because you know, all these little updates. Today was a very event intensive day, you know, lots of stuff happening, and all of this is good. So I'm feeling better and better about this truck. So once it's here, we're gonna do a bunch of videos, you know, walk around, you know, we'll try the bed, we'll try the steering wheel, we'll look at the engine. I'll take a bunch of pictures, except now I don't know with what, since I sold all the cameras. And some guy was asking me about offering pictures for sale. Hey, you know, if you guys interested in that, I can definitely do that. Probably after the signs are installed, you know, and I can like pose in the front and put some pictures on my Facebook. Again, on the Facebook I have SERGEI DRATCHEV photo, like a second kind of like sub account, so I can put some samples in there, like small resolution, and then if somebody wants to buy them, you know, that would be great, you know. Because I think, yeah, you guys don't like me when I start doing wildlife photography because I'm a trucker, but maybe you'll accept me as a photographer doing trucks, you know, because, you know, I know trucks, I know photography, so maybe truck photography is, you know, is in the cards, you know, just take pictures of cool trucks, and I do appreciate cool trucks, you know, I always, you know, look for some cool trucks at a truck stop, because, you know, even though I've been doing it since 2005, I still like this stuff, you know, I still like looking at trucks. And actually now more and more, like I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I'm driving in a Mustang, you know, and I pass all these trucks and I try to catch a glimpse of the driver, you know, I start missing this. But I did need this vacation, you know, because I did not have a proper vacation for a long time, so I think this was needed, even though I lost some money on the sale of this Mac. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So basically you gotta take the life the way it comes, you know. That's all I wanted to say. So thanks for watching, stay tuned, be good.